Look to your left. Look at the man standing next to you. He is your tent mate. You have shared bread with him. You have marched hundreds of miles in the rain with him. You have pulled him out of the mud, and he has saved your life in battle. He is not just a soldier, he is your brother. Now, look to your right. Another brother, another friend. Here's the reality of your situation. In 5 minutes, one of the three of you will be dead, and the horror is not that he will die. The horror is that you might be the one ordered to kill him. This is not a cruel game. This is not the torture of a barbarian warlord. This is the cold, calculated heart of Roman discipline. You have heard of the glory of the legions. You have heard of the eagles and the triumphs. But today, we are going to talk about the blood that stained the hands of the Romans themselves. Today, we uncover the darkest ritual in military history. The punishment used when an entire army failed. The systematic murder of the innocent by the innocent. This is decimation. Welcome to the true nightmare of Rome. To understand the horror, you must first understand the sin. In the modern world, if a unit fails, the commander is fired. In Rome, if a unit showed cowardice, the unit bled. Imagine you are part of a legion that broke formation. Maybe the enemy was too strong. Maybe the panic set in. You ran. You dropped your shield, the ultimate disgrace, and you ran to save your life. You survived the battle, but you returned to camp in shame. The general does not yell. He does not scream. He simply orders the entire legion to assemble on the parade ground. Usually this ground is for training. Today, it is a courtroom. There is no trial. There is no defense. The crime is collective, so the punishment must be collective. It does not matter if you personally fought bravely. It does not matter if you were the one man who stood his ground while others ran. You are part of the body, and the body is sick. Therefore, the body must be purged. The general announces the word that makes even the most battle-hardened centurion tremble, decimatio, derived from the Latin word decem, meaning 10. It means the removal of the 10th. You are ordered to stand in formation, not to fight the enemy, but to face your doom. The logic is ruthless, but simple. A soldier must fear his commander more than he fears the enemy. If you fear death at the hands of the enemy, you might run. But if you know that running leads to a death far worse, you will stand and fight. Let's go back to the year 71 BC. The Third Servile War. The Republic is in terror. Spartacus, a slave, a gladiator, has defeated the Roman armies time and time again. The legionaries are terrified. They are whispering that Spartacus is invincible. They are scared of the gladiators' swords. Enter Marcus Licinius Crassus, the richest man in Rome, a man of ambition, not of mercy. He takes command of the legions. In one of the first skirmishes, 2 of his legions break and run from Spartacus. They show cowardice. Crassus knows he cannot win if his men fear Spartacus more than they fear him. He needs to reestablish order. He needs to remind them who owns their lives. So he revives the ancient punishment. He orders the 500 men who led the retreat to be separated. The rest of the army, 40,000 men, is forced to watch. They stand in silence. The air is thick with dread. They know what is coming. Crassus is about to teach them a lesson in mathematics and blood. The process begins. The condemned cohort is divided into groups of 10. Imagine you are in one of these groups. You and 9 other men. You stand in a small circle. In the center, there is a helmet or an urn. Inside the helmet are 10 tokens, stones or pieces of wood. 9 of them are white, 1 of them is black. Or perhaps 9 are long straws and 1 is short. The centurion holds the helmet out. He does not look at you. His face is like stone. Draw, he commands. This is the ultimate psychological torture. It is purely random. It is a lottery of death. The gods are judging you now. The first man reaches in. His hand is shaking. He pulls out a white stone. He lets out a breath he didn't know he was holding. He lives. The second man reaches in. White stone. He lives. The odds are shrinking. The tension is tightening around your throat like a noose. It is your turn. You reach into the cold metal of the helmet. You feel the stones. They all feel the same. You grab one. You pull it out. You open your hand. It is black. The world stops. The sound of the wind, the breathing of your friends, it all fades away. You stare at the black stone. You have drawn the death warrant, but you are not taken away by an executioner. No, that would be too easy. That would be too clean. The Roman military machine is far more cruel than that. The 9 men who drew the white stones, the lucky ones, are not allowed to walk away. They are the executioners. They are ordered to strip you of your armor. They strip you of your tunic. You are bound, naked, and defenseless in the center of the circle. Then, the 9 men are given weapons, not swords. Swords are for killing enemies, for giving an honorable death. Instead, they are given clubs, wooden staves, sometimes stones. This punishment is called the fustuarium. The order is given, and your friends, the men you shared your life with, must begin to strike you. If they hesitate, if they show mercy, if they strike too softly, they will be thrown into the circle themselves. They have no choice. To survive, they must kill you. Imagine the sound, the dull thud of wood on bone. The first blow might break a rib. The second might shatter a collarbone. You scream. You beg them to stop. You beg them to finish it. But they cannot stop until you are gone. It is a slow, messy, intimate violence. They have to look into your eyes as they beat the life out of you. They have to see the betrayal on your face. And for the 40,000 other soldiers watching this spectacle, the message is burned into their souls. There is no safety in cowardice. There is no individual. There is only the legion. When the screaming finally stops and your body lies broken in the dust, the punishment is not over. What happens to the 9 men who survived? The men whose hands are now covered in the blood of their comrade? They do not go back to their tents to sleep it off. They are not forgiven. Not yet. They are banished from the safety of the camp. While the rest of the army sleeps behind the fortified walls, protected by sentries, the survivors of a decimated unit must sleep outside the walls, defenseless, exposed to the elements, the wolves, and the enemy scouts. And their diet changes. They are forbidden from eating wheat, the food of men. They are given barley, the food of livestock. Rome is telling them, you acted like animals by running away, so now you will eat like animals and sleep like animals. Imagine the night after the decimation. You are lying in the dirt, outside the gate. You can still feel the vibration of the club hitting your friend's skull in your hands. You close your eyes, but you see his face. You are alive, yes, but something inside you has died. You are hollowed out by shame and trauma. There is only one way to end this nightmare. only one way to be allowed back into the fold. To regain your honor, you must fight. And the next time you see the enemy, you will not run. You will run at them. You will unleash a fury born of madness and desperation. You want to kill the enemy not for victory, but to wash the blood of your friend off your hands. So, did it work? History tells us the grim truth. It worked terrifyingly well. After Crassus decimated his legions, the dynamic of the war changed overnight. The Roman soldiers became more terrifying than the gladiators of Spartacus. When they marched into battle the next time, they fought with a suicidal intensity. They threw themselves at the enemy lines because death by a sword was a mercy compared to the lottery of the stones. Crassus defeated Spartacus. The rebellion was crushed. The road from Capua to Rome was lined with 6,000 crucified slaves, a final testament to the brutality that restored order. But the price was paid by the souls of his own men. Decimation was so effective, yet so costly, that it was rarely used in the later empire. Even the Romans, the masters of cruelty, knew that you could only break men so many times before they shattered completely. But it remained there, in the law books, a sleeping monster waiting for a general ruthless enough to wake it up. This story tells us something profound about the Roman Empire. We look at the ruins of the Colosseum, the aqueducts, the statues, and we see civilization. We see the light of the ancient world. But the light was fueled by darkness. The discipline that built the roads and conquered the known world was forged in trauma. The Roman legion was a machine designed to strip away your humanity and replace it with duty. It taught men that their lives did not belong to them. Their lives belonged to the eagle. To be a Roman soldier was to accept that you were expendable, that you were just a number in a lottery, waiting for the black stone to fall. Now, I want to leave you with a thought. We live in a world where we value individuality. We value our personal safety. We believe our lives are our own. But imagine standing in that circle today. Imagine the helmet is passed to you. The question is not whether you would be brave enough to die. The question is, would you be obedient enough to kill? If the order came down, if your survival depended on ending the life of your best friend with a piece of wood, would you do it? Or would you drop the club and accept your fate? Most of us like to think we would be the hero. We would refuse. But history suggests otherwise. Under the right pressure, under the absolute authority of the legion, men will do the unthinkable. Outro. What would you do in the circle of 10? Tell me your honest answer in the comments below. I read every single one. If you want to understand more about the brutal reality of the ancient world and the mindset of the men who survived it, make sure to check the recommended books in the description. And if you have the stomach for history that doesn't hold back, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. The gates of the camp are closing. Do not be left outside. This is Heritage of Rome. I will see you in the next video.